is our current view, by the way.
By the time we finish our session tonight, oh my gosh, it's real.
I want to hide my lip.
By the end of the session.
I thought it was tomorrow.
No. It's, from what I'm hearing, like if they do cancel tomorrow, it's gonna be at 12:01 a.m.
Well, if your TikTok's not working currently, you can tune in now. It's twitch.tv/The Dungeon Initiative. We're live currently, guys.
There, it's just like it's not gonna have new updates. Yeah. It's gonna be slow and light.
Or you can use a VPN. Anyways, D&D.
My brain's not braining.
All right, guys.
We're all
back.
mourning right now.
This is the Dungeon Initiative Saturday night session. I hope you're all having a great weekend. We're here at the Balanced Martial Arts and Gaming Dojo, using their private studio in order to run this session. Definitely check them out here in the St. Petersburg, Florida area. Currently, we're working with one camera and one microphone, so bear with us while we try to get you guys as much of the session in and recorded for you guys. One of our players is not going to be available tonight as they are sick. Seems like everybody's catching the same thing over and over and over.
Okay.
I have no other announcements currently. Anybody got anything they need to add in?
You got
Petty crimes will disappear, markets crawling through the shadows will be brought to light. If there's a black dungeon, and if there's monster to be slain, then you know who will answer the call. The initiative, the Dungeon Initiative.
Back here.
That's some crazy talk about taxi driver and 3 babies on fire.
But who cares? Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Oh my god.
so when we left off, the group had
Back to our
returned back
orphanage.
home to the initiative.
Mm-hmm.
You had brought back Lafay's body, which you guys had found on an island, lost out in the middle of nowhere, and brought it back home to put it on ice inside of some sort of cooling unit that Jesse created.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we left off with Ben and Zoe.
I wasn't with them. I'm with Edard.
Oh, you did leave with them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you, Edard, Ona,
Mm-hmm.
and Hugh are all over at the capital.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys, having joined Sidar, have like started to kind of trek across the open land leading up to the capital, western gates. And as she's approaching, she does dismount and kind of walk alongside you guys and sends her dragon off, who takes off into the air and flies back in the direction they came. She's currently wearing her helm when she pulls off, and she looks you over and she says, "Good to see you are in one piece."
Oh, oh.
What? This is why we need cameras so they can see like what I'm reacting to. Where are the cameras?
What did happen?
Got new tables and the clamps don't work on the table.
Get new clips.
Donate to the initiative today. Support the cause. Support the store.
1-800 Dungeon Initiative.
Give me money now.
Again, that's 1-800.
Give me money now.
Great.
Money now.
But yeah, you're doing okay. She said,
I'm doing
I'm
fine.
not gonna say the other thing.
What?
You're in one piece.
So far.
I hate you. I hate you.
Just looked over.
She says, I would have stayed here in the farmlands, but apparently there's some sort of laws against dragons around here.
Well, he'll always be with us.
if you like face it up, you know, and then shift it down a little bit.
There's
There you go. There's Hugh.
Yeah. He's with us in spirit.
Yeah, there's some sort of laws against dragons around here.
Yeah, we haven't exactly had dragons here in a while. At least friendly ones.
Not any good ones, but plenty of bad.
Your brother seems friendly enough. Seemed rather welcoming. Excited to see my dragon. But then there's others who stand by him that I do not trust so much.
What's up? So you ran into Bloodstream already?
Old man. Armored.
Yes.
Yes.
Certain areas, yes, certain.
Did you guys kind of like continue like
Things seem okay in the capital for right now.
so as you guys are approaching and reaching the gates, like the guards kind of like do look you over, you know, asking who you guys are, but you know, eventually like let you in, realizing you know who you guys are. Upon entering though, you notice that there are more guards and soldiers than usual.
That's every time.
The outer walls that surround the capital, they seem to have been reinforced and rearmed.
Yeah.
And on the towers, you notice that there are these like kind of like golden gems floating over them that seem to kind of pulsing every once in a while.
I know what that is.
Make an Arcana check. You can make one too as well. Your heroes. You don't get to do anything else.
Now you guys hammer.
You hammer. Can we take a photo of that? Just send to him. He might actually find it funny.
11.
11?
Yeah. And I have proficiency, so it's like, oh.
13.
Yeah, you guys, you know it's radiating some sort of magic, but you can't tell exactly what it is.
It's some sort of magic, but we don't know what it is. Handle a joke that I say once in a while. Oh my god. I open my mouth and every time it's just concern.
Disappointment, concern.
Just a clone of Smart Thing walking through the city streets. Yeah, this is fine.
Like at this hour, most of the common folk are you know either at home, or maybe enjoying like pleasantries in a tavern or other.
Yeah.
It seems very quiet, and
He's trying to kill a mosquito.
every once in a while you guys can see like there's small groups of soldiers kind of marching together, and they're kind of like going through like drill instructions essentially.
Yeah.
I don't even know how.
Kill the mosquito.
Roll for initiative. I think these sons of bitches it's harassed everywhere. So he's writing something in there that's gonna fuck us over.
Stop looking at my notes.
I was actually just kind of checking to see if we're able to see it, just to make sure
I
you
mean,
can
like
cover it.
it's blurred out
It's
enough.
blurred out, but I'm actually close.
Oh, shit, there we go.
Take off your glasses.
So reinforced streets, people kind of like disperse and about, and like the further into the city you go, the kind of rowdier it becomes. Is like the city life seems to be a little more rampant there. You guys can make a perception check here if you like.
How are you rolling?
21.
You're not
There
even
one.
here.
I really rolled a 21.
From across the continent.
Is it perception?
You see
Dirty 20.
nothing.
20?
Edard's eyes are locked on Siddard's ass, apparently.
So he just sees that.
I rolled a natural one, so.
So,
Yeah, you see that, noticing him like kind of peeking every once in a while. She seems to just kind of be like focused and talking about like the condition of the castle itself and how she could easily take this place. You notice.
What about the condition of that rock?
But
Oh my
you
god!
notice as you guys like reach like a central square on the western side of the capital.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry.
The internal monologue that happens in everyone's head as they're walking through this.
We're grounded!
That'll be an extra 20 damage. To all of
He's
you.
writing notes.
Psychic damage.
So you notice that like when you guys reach like this square district, big open area, there's people like in the middle playing music and being rowdy. Some of the guards there like seem like they're uneased by certain things. That some people seem to kind of be running up and like purposely trying to antagonize them or trying to prank them and stuff. The guards are just kind of like watching them and like being a little extra pushy at times. You notice that like especially at bars they seem to be getting involved a little more with the security there. It just feels like there's a lot of unease, and you definitely notice that there's like propaganda posters and stuff that are like either put up on walls or ripped off walls, spray paint and stuff like that. It's just a complete mess in this part of town.
King season 1.
Zoe just like looks around and then looks towards Edar. And then just blinks a bit as she's noticing what he's up to.
Like the thing is, like, it's almost as if Edar doesn't even notice what he's doing. It's just subconsciously doing it.
She looks at Ona. Do you notice how it looks around here?
One more time.
Do you notice how it looks around here?
Yeah. Typically, the closer we get to the castle, too, there's like more rioting. Some people are just at unease, but I guess it's not too bad right now. And then you guys can hear someone in the distance.
You don't hear
The
that.
plague.
Yes, because all noise is muffled out because
He just used the clapping.
that was...
At Ona, and she's just like rubbing.
He's writing more. What's wrong with us tonight?
It all started with a singular high five.
It all
never
started
had a
with a
baby.
kiss. How did it happen like this? It was only a kiss. It was only a kiss.
Ona notices, but it seems like she's kind of used to some of the people being like this.
Okay. She's just gonna ignore what the hell's going on in his brain right
I'm
now.
not completely focused on that. I'm also walking. Like I have to pay attention so I don't really run into
You guys can
anything.
talk too.
He's
No, I
also
know.
walking.
Yeah.
Also, Hugh's there. So don't forget Hugh.
Oh
I rolled a 21. What do I see?
Oh,
yeah.
wait.
Everything. That's what he was rolling for you.
Okay, so for the 21, you noticed all of that as well.
Okay.
But
Hugh was also
Hugh would
walking.
probably be like, "This looks fun," But like, yeah, you notice that there's some security, like some guards that like kind of run down an alley, and they strong arm a guy who's like half naked, and like they kind of drag him off somewhere. But yeah, it just seems like there's a whole lot of like disorderly conduct happening.
So he sees all this, but then focuses back on Eddard, and he's like, I see what you're looking at, Eddard.
What? So how long you been in the capital?
Since you sent me here,
Right,
I'd say a little over half a day now.
This was all half a day, man.
No, I'm talking about everything with the pirates and all that.
Yeah, about 2 days, yeah.
Literally just in 2 days.
Starting with you.
I arrived, met with the people I needed to speak with, and when I was told my dragon had to wait outside the walls for me to arrive, well, I went with it.
They didn't cause any trouble for you at all after that?
Just that blood guy. Bloodman.
You've said his name before. Bloodstream. I actually forget what his first name
I
was.
figure if I keep distorting his name or
Billy.
changing it, it just shows how much disrespect or disdain I have.
I mean,
You have to
she's
say
smart.
that your dragon is very magnificent.
Raised her since he was a little pup.
Oh,
Been by my side the entire time.
It's
He
like a
grows
rock
hungry though.
acid.
The fuel of battle is what really, really makes it.
that sounds about right. I've always gotten to be told about dragons when I was in the overworld with my family.
There aren't many left on my island. Either some choose refuge and live on their own in the mountains, and the ones that still let us riders take them out and fight in our battles. They are. I'm Siddharth.
So,
I think we named it Tooth Bra.
I remember we made the joke of like, oh, is it toothless? And you're like, no, it's tooth raw.
And we've stuck with it ever since.
Because it's a night fury.
As you guys approach and get closer to the castle, you can see it getting larger in front of you. You can see that there's like more like security posted around the fence surrounding the castle. You notice that there are like protesters and stuff here and there, kind of like standing about or leaning against walls, just seemingly like kind of settling down for the night. But they seem to kind of have like this line in between them and the security that are there at the castle, as they're kind of just watching the towers itself. Ona is just like, I'm trying to think of it. I've never really seen this much military. There's a lot of men here.
Numbers keep growing each time we come here. Let's try to get inside here.
It gets
Is there
down
like
to the dragon.
crowds of people right now?
Not necessarily like, not necessarily large crowds where it's like walking off the street, but like you guys do have to kind of like navigate between some crowds of people that are like kind of dispersed along the side of the roads or leading up towards the castle itself. When you approach the western fence, you are addressed by a couple of the guards there, and also seeing who you guys are, you're allowed in. Upon being let in, you are sent in with with one of their soldiers.
An escort.
Yeah, an escort. And you're kind of brought across the ground.
Not that kind.
Oh,
how about the part of them?
In this world, of course, the woman of the night. He probably has a name for it.
No, I meant,
We're not focused
I
on
meant
that.
what he was saying.
Oh.
I thought it was a courtesan, not an escort.
What is it?
Like,
A prostitute.
yes,
Yeah, that was the joke we were.
because escort is another word for
Another
it.
term for one of them, a woman that you
The woman
pay
of the
to-
night.
A woman
Oh,
that you pay to
so
go with
then
you.
the male is courtesan?
No, a male is an escort. A woman's first.
Sometimes it takes a little. The more you know.
They didn't see your face.
Good. I don't want them to see my ugly face. But they should
That was definitely a nice eyebrow.
They have to pay $25 to see the rest. On my only
so Q, as you guys are trekking across the castle grounds, you look up and you can see like on the second floor of the castle, there is a troop of soldiers all there, kind of watching you guys. But in particular, there's Ronald Hughes, the human soldier who had been like training him and like kind of walking him through like the castle.
So like the captain of his squad.
Yes. He's just kind of looking down and he's just shaking his head like, huh?
I guess including toilets.
Are they staring at him?
Yes.
Yeah, he's watching him. You guys enter the double doors into the castle, and you're led into the main hall which is currently vacated aside from a couple of tables along the side of the walls. There's nobody there except for you guys as you enter. The escort says, I'll let the king know that you guys are here. Leave. Pull a bench and one of the tables.
No food or nothing.
No.
As you're
10 at night, you know, there's nobody in there.
as you're looking around, he was just gonna drag a bench to the center. And
So
he
we
just plopped
just-
down on it.
So we just stare. Really? You could have picked it up.
And you could have helped.
Here now. I'll sit down on it also. Just pull out some jerky.
Zoe's just gonna like
You gonna
literally
share
like
anything?
I was holding some out.
Zoe just kneels down like right by the bench. And just like strokes at Eris's head.
Yeah, Eris sits there. But she will, you know, catch crackers. She refuses. Maybe not even a minute later, the doors behind the king's chair swing open, and Godfrey comes out wearing this really nice like gold cloak, quickly followed by Jada, who's like wearing this like pink nightgown,
Oh, I'm sure I'm Jada.
and yeah.
Yes.
Oh!
Or I'm sorry. The suck you bitch.
And then shortly after,
No notes for that?
Jordan Rosegold also comes out. He's wearing basically pajamas. And he like so like he even has like the little dunce cap thing that they wear.
Were they in a threesome?
Sounds like it.
Oh, yeah, all three of them came out.
If I'm not mistaken, Jada, I think
No,
is
so
his
there's a
daughter or
compartment
sister.
that
Okay.
leads out, and it has like separate rooms for the guests, and then there's a king's chamber as well. So, give you that. No,
Oh.
I hate you guys. Wait,
What did I do?
nothing.
This is your fault.
I did nothing.
His hand movement made me panic.
I gave a mosquito a high five.
I'll just kind of like quickly stand up, just like your grace, and just kind of hiding the jerky, so it's just like, okay.
Zoe like
Um,
stands up and just like curtsies a bit.
You guys notice that Jade, she looks
No, continue.
really worried, and Rose Gold also looks concerned, and Godfrey looks like right past you, right at you, and says, "Thank God you're here. We need your help." And like he puts an arm like around your back and like kind of pushes you along, and he like leads you out of the main hall and makes a left turn towards the hospital.
I'm being touched.
Bye.
Okay.
Yeah,
Guys?
Jordan's like at the back,
Help!
and he says, "You guys can come along too. It might be for the best in case things get ugly."
Okay.
I've never been needed before.
Oh, that's a first. At least you'll do something nice. For once.
The fuck you mean?
Okay, let's just go see. Oh no, come on, we might need you.
She like kind of follows along.
I'll
Make
pass her a
a
little
make a
candy.
perception check.
15. Did you just really look at your phone and then count it?
I told him to, yeah.
Why would you tap it out like that?
Because I don't want to. It drains battery. Okay.
Would you
Do you want to charge it?
No. We're following.
I thought I was waiting for this man.
Hey.
Um,
He's less than me.
so amongst all the people like kind of get pushed, like not necessarily shoved or anything like.
Just nudged away.
Yeah, like there's the people that were introduced just now, along with maybe like 2 guards who are following. The escort has left, and as Godfrey's pushing Hugh out of the hall and making the left, you notice that Ona like kind of gives like a side eye stare at Jada as Jada like kind of walks by and pushes Ona out of her way. And she's immediately like clutching at Godfrey's back, and you hear her say, "It's so foul and ugly. It's gonna take everything from us. It'll take it all from us." And Godfrey's just like, "Do not worry, my dear. He is here now to figure this out. Aren't you, Hugh?"
Oh my god!
Are you just now realizing what's going on? Wait, wouldn't I have noticed that she shoved Ona right next to Ona?
It all depends on like the hustle and the bustle of that. She was the first to catch it because it was one of those like shove, like just kind of looks at her.
But yeah, Zoe
Run
just kind of
fully.
like, I know, right? Zoe just pats Ona a bit.
She didn't like an accident, right?
It just kickstarts the end game.
Nobody hurts my adopted daughter.
Try and take the-
Oh.
Ooh, y'all are so dirty.
So as you guys like head towards the hospital, you notice that there are significant number of well-armored guards there, and they all seem to kind of be like facing towards like where the rooms are, and some of them are kind of like talking amongst each other, and you can hear every once in a while like a thud, thud, like wood getting like smashed and pounded. And as you guys get closer and closer, you see like this oval shaped area, right, with all the rooms leading to the guest areas, and you know that like beyond is like the training hall for the soldiers. But off to the left is your room, that regal room that they had set aside for you. And there are guards standing just outside of this door. And they're like, every once in a while, they have to like run up and like push against the door.
What? What's going on? Why are you guys outside my room?
So while a couple of them are like holding on to it, they kind of like get shoved around, and they're like, "It's hard to explain, sir, but you seem to have left some sort of monster under our care."
Zoe's just staring a bit. Oh dear.
We know that he left Foxy, right?
Yeah, some of the captains are I don't know if it's ever been brought up amongst you guys actually.
I remember asking
I
about
read-
his bleeding.
I think
belly
Foxy
button,
just
but-
yeah, like I think it was brought up like maybe for like a second, but there I think all he said to that was, "We'll deal with it when we get to that."
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Like I'm pretty sure that's what he
That
said.
sounds like a Hugh thing. Yeah. We'll deal with that later.
But yeah, they all seem to be on alert and like kind of guarding against this door. And every once in a while, you can hear like a thud and a from the other side of the door.
You talk to your child.
It gets beyond that. It swallowed a couple of the guards.
Did you get near him?
It just happened a few moments ago.
Did you
And, like,
attack him?
And like Godfrey's just like, just a few moments ago, when were you gonna send for me? Like I said, a few moments ago. And
Okay,
Godfrey's
guys,
like, no,
guys.
Rose goes like, who opened the door? He opened the door. He wanted to take a peek. I just wanted to see what it looked like. And then it grabbed Billy. Okay, guys, let's grab the Ella girl as well.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Not the
Hugh,
girl.
can you talk to it?
He's already gone up to the door.
Okay,
Goes to open the door.
just open it and close it. You'll be fine. Trust me.
Foxy?
Just kick him in there.
So it's quiet for a moment, and then you hear a
Father, you've returned.
There.
But you hear like the door handle just kind of, and the door open just slightly,
So, what is
and then you hear like a.
Yeah.
Eating through all their supplies every other hour. There's just something missing from the pantries.
Literally, the hairs on Zoe's like arms and tail are just like standing up. Yeah, no, literally.
And I was just standing there watching.
On a shedding. Little scales like prickling up on him.
Yeah, he was just goes in.
Alright, so as Hugh opens the door and looks inside, the guards outside just kind of like trying to look in as well. He notices that like the dressers and everything else have been like scattered about, and they seem to have been like thrown onto the bed and kind of like maybe like nuzzled around on top of, because it looks like they're slimy and messy and dirty. There's bits of food and meat and all sorts of like debris everywhere. There's chunks and pieces of like random items, maybe pieces of gold laying on the ground. And you notice that there's armor and weaponry on the floor as well. On top of the bed and all the clothes, I want you to imagine Hugh, but as a giant mass. You ever seen that one alien movie? Slither?
Yeah, I know exactly.
So imagine like one of those
Help me.
on top of the bed. And then you just see Hugh's face like right on the head where it's supposed to be. But then the eyes look down at you, and it's like all pimply and gross, and like the skin is kind of see-through in some places.
When you need them.
So like when he shifts his body, you can see the muscles twist and move underneath. And then
We don't see this, right? Just him.
just
Yeah,
him,
he
and
wouldn't
then
Okay,
somebody else.
goodness.
But you see the tongue like drop out, not even like slither out, just
Which I'm just gonna close the door behind you. Just like,
and then the face begins to move across the body to the stomach.
Oh my God.
So it can be face to face with you.
I'm just gonna close the door. Just like, he'll say if he needs help.
Little bits and pieces of skin begin to kind of lift off like tendrils and tentacles, and they reach out and they like touch your face.
I don't even think I should be playing this part. This is too much.
This is definitely for Q.
This is all Hugh. I can't know. This is like
See what I mean?
this is like far out there. Like Little Shop of Horrors meets The Thing
God, I
meets
hope
Slither. Like
He has a
There's
comment.
no comment.
I can't. I don't no. I can't play this part because the two choices in my head.
And then you hear like a rumble and it goes through his whole body. You can see like bits of skin and flesh reverberate a little bit as like it's breathing and letting
I
out
like
air.
how he continues on though.
Like I said, I don't
We
really
have
think
to.
I know.
It's trying to be human, but it's still monster. I'm telling you.
Go back to being a little tiny boxing warrior.
You stretch too much.
You also notice that there are lumps going through the body,
Oh no.
and you can tell that there are like humanoid bodies kind of pressed inside of this thing. And every once in a while, you see it.
But they're still alive.
For now.
I can't play this part for him
You're gonna have to do it now.
You're gonna
because
have
I'm gonna
to-
make him seem too heroic because I know he wouldn't do that.
Well, no. Ella's in there.
Ella is in
He's
there.
protective of Ella.
But he's also protective of Foxy, and he
Yeah.
goes the most off the wall shit sometimes.
Should we text him to see like what he would want
You
to do?
should just call him. Phone a friend real quick. Phone
Yeah,
him
on
real
a
quick.
friend.
Just to get an idea what he would
He's
want.
watching right now like, oh, fuck.
They're gonna call me.
I told you this was gonna be funny.
I believed you. Usually anything solo with you turns out to be funny.
It's
Yeah.
supposed to be gross and off the wall, and this is the path you guys started me on. Don't blame this on us. Don't blame it all on you. Adopting a mimic.
That was you.
That was all you together.
We didn't know
He
about
doesn't
it.
listen.
It was his flesh.
It is not responding.
It was his flesh.
I messaged him directly. I respond.
I mean, he's
He's
sick
sick.
also,
He's out of commission.
yeah. He'll reply if he can, but
You're
not
gonna
for-
have to Either get Ella out
Just
and then just
think
say
of
fuck everything
Hugh.
else.
What would he do?
I don't know.
Because yes, protective of Boxy,
But
but
he
also,
does the most awful
but also,
He
big
sat
group.
on a chair in
He
the middle
wants-
of a beach
okay.
amidst cannon fire.
yes, but also, he's really looking for that big-titted blonde.
That is
And
true.
Which she isn't.
She is, isn't she? No.
No.
No. Okay.
Let her die.
Like small, petite, maid girl.
But
Yeah, but he's
likes,
still
but he
protective
still
of her.
likes her.
Yeah.
But he likes Boxy too more.
Then just get Ella out. Ignore the guards that are still in there. And let Boxy regenerate or whatever the
You guys
fuck
aren't
it
in
does.
there, so.
No, we're trying
No,
to
we're
help.
trying to
You're
help him.
him right now.
Because like
I do believe Hugh, yes, protective of Boxy, but his main concern will be
Ella.
Ella. That's just from what I remember, at least. It's been like months.
That's
It's
what I'm
been
saying.
months.
You're just gonna have to do it. This is the one time that he'll
the
be
one
heroic.
fucking night that he needed to be here. For a while.
Hey there, big guy. Sun's getting real low. Don't touch me.
You can hear Jade like kind of like call out. Did you do something about it? I want to go back to bed already.
You can go back to bed. I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it. No. No. No.
Daddy, make her leave.
Oh my god.
God.
That actually kind of would be in character for her.
Godfrey. She doesn't need to be awake right now. She can go. We got this.
It's this as well.
Jada, go to sleep.
You can't tell me what to do.
Would you like some tea? To help you relax.
What kind of tea?
What the fuck? What?
Sorry, those are the only thoughts going through my brain.
You have to think Hugh. Think Hugh.
I can't.
It's a bit of
He
black.
has no thoughts.
Yeah.
Ronald Hughes shows up and he's just kind of like standing there watching. What were you gonna say?
It's lavender with chamomile. It's actually really simple.
I'd rather have low quality wine. Thank you.
Don't blame me.
Here, take this. I'll toss her the water skin as wine.
You said
You said cheap wine.
Cheap wine.
She like hands it to Godfrey. I guess I'll be seeing you later. Good night.
Bitch.
Like walks out.
That was kind of like, oh, sorry.
Jordan is asleep. She can't be.
Why did you want that? No, he's just so concerned.
No, I picture her actually like walking like
I
that, doing
see-
like
no,
the whole
like-
like
Like the Sims 4 snobby,
Oh,
just like
yeah,
this.
yeah, exactly.
You've gotten big, buddy.
Oh, God.
Like when he like gets excited, like his body rolls forward
Yes.
and like the arms like stick out.
Yes.
And when you realize like he's not just like double your size. In fact, he's not just as big as Fenrir. He is almost as big as the room, taking up most of the space.
Kaiju.
And then, like as soon as he's like happy, he's like, wow.
Not feeling too well, are you?
And then you suddenly see like a handprint.
You
Have him spit it out.
You're not here.
No, I know, but like spit it out.
buddy. You might need to spit that out. May not be good for you. I know. Probably not good for you.
Word.
Make a persuasion check.
Can I get advantage?
Yes, with
Starts doing
advantage,
that whole
because
thing.
you're size.
Because it's your son.
Starts doing like what cats do. Roll, 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 roll.
19.
So, with a 19, he
I've seen a cat do that way too many times. It's just like,
Foxy just kind of like rolls back and like puts his face like up toward the ceiling and starts making that sound.
Oh god.
Do we hear that from outside the
And
door?
it like gets louder and louder, and like from outside, all you hear is
Hugh!
Hugh!
Other side of the
Oh
door,
my god, he's gonna blow! The door's locked!
The mouth begins to stretch open, the tongue hanging off the side becomes
my
very
God.
limp,
What?
and then little by little you see like this bulbous form of just bile, and then just explode open, and the guards like fall down like they're coming out of a water slide.
He splits
And they're covered in bits and pieces of food, meat, and other materials,
They
things
come
like
under
he
the
swallowed.
table.
There's clothes, there's things like socks especially. For some reason he swallowed the left shoe of everybody in the house.
So what the heck?
And the guards like all kind of like fall out. There's 3 of them that are like kind of clinging onto each other. And then another one like that slides out and he's like gripping onto someone like this. Oh. We did it! We made it out!
I
Ah!
wish Hugh was
Some of the
here.
guys are like staggering to their feet, and Ella like is there like completely covered in this gunk and slime, and she's just like shaking and uncomfortable.
Trevor's child.
And
And where have
the
you been?
deflated form of Boxy is now just like this clump of skin, and it's just laying there on the ground. And it starts to slowly reshape itself.
There we go.
Hugh just kind of like walks out.
How many guards?
It swallowed 4 guards and Ella.
Dang.
So 5 people. Is there stuff coming out under the door?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Zoe,
The floor is like covered in vomit. Essentially.
Zoe just like steps away.
You
a
just
bit.
see it like seeping under
Yeah,
the door.
no.
And even the guards
Oh.
know, like, covering their faces and stepping away. And Ronald is just like, I assume he solved the problem.
Considering all the voices we're hearing in there right now, yeah.
The door comes open. Oh my god! I didn't go straight to the showers. Straight to the showers. And you can see the men like all shuffle down, and they go into the wash halls like together. And you can see them like stripping their armor down and everything as they go in.
Zoe literally just like looks away, and her cheeks are like kind of red because she didn't want to see that, and also because of the smell.
Yeah, the smell is foul. And yeah, Boxy like shapes up and looks like a deformed version of you. Like bumpy skin, there's little red like boils and stuff like that, and his skin like you know how like you get stretch lines? He has them across his face, and like his eyeball is a little bit bigger on the right than the left, and it's just like.
I think I understand why you're bleeding from your belly button now.
Okay, I'm gonna push back together.
Ugh.
Goes for a hug.
Kind of picks him up.
And before you can step in, you notice he just kind of, and you notice that Cassandra has walked in and she's casting a spell on him.
No.
Did I see as she walked in, or as she cast?
As she cast it.
Wait, did we get our spells back? Oh, yeah, we had a short
Yeah, we
rest,
did.
so-
You got
Okay.
it short. Don't look at me.
What?
Yeah, I'll just not fit.
What do I have to do?
I mean, if you're casting it higher than a higher level than what I just cast a counter spell, then I have to roll to see if it'll work.
Yeah, I would think just
But
like she's not.
if
he's
my
not like a
if mine was higher than what the spell she casted, then it just counters it.
Was it hold monster?
Yeah, whole monster.
Was it like level 4, level 5?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
So you just counters it.
Yeah, so like, she breaks the hole, she looks at you, she says, we have to contain it.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's been running rampant through the
Huge.
castle for the last 24
Do you
hours.
not see
standing-
how it's looking right now?
Hugh's standing there, like seeing, like realizing that a
It
spell
like
was cast.
it like
He
squishes over
turns
to you.
on
You
the
can-
hammer, like he turns on the hammer, standing in front of Foxy.
Godfrey is just like, please put down. We can resolve this, okay? It doesn't have to get complicated. He's here now and he's resolved it. It's fine. And Cassandra just like looks you over and like turns her heel and just walks off. She was just doing her job.
Hugh's got it.
Not the only one you're gonna have. What are you planning on doing with that?
Taking your phone.
And at the same time, he just closed the door.
You shouldn't be eating people without my knowledge.
Yeah, I can actually hear him saying that too.
Godfrey is, like, well, at least I know that you guys are all in one piece.
That's why he did that.
Yeah, he keeps doing it, so I'm gonna try to play into it.
Hopefully.
I spoke with Jim and Omen, and they vouched for you guys, at least for the time being. You can't just keep taking off. You gotta let me know what's going on.
There wasn't enough time, but by the time we got over there, things were already in motion.
Luckily, this wasn't anything that got out to people, so we just contain it. And then the distraction of your new friend there, and Sidar's like kind of like out by the windows and in the hallway, and she's just kind of like looking out the window pane. She's like, yeah, like imagine like one of those tinted windows, because she's like staring at it like she could see through it.
So he just like walks up to be beside her.
Yes, the druid speaking.
How did they
to
get the paint
Sidar.
inside?
She comes from an island of primitives, man.
What is so funny?
The whole group
Oh.
starts pointing and laughing.
To be honest,
They're
though.
laughing at you. Burn the city.
Where's Aaron Yeager?
To Thra. To me.
Oh.
All I think of is Godzilla's charging up. Yeah, that's all I hear. I do not that glasses are actually made from sand.
It seems foolish to have so many of these large windows like this. You would think they would fortify it better. Better structure. Better stuff.
Someone just like smiles at her a bit, and then she gives the side eye to Edard.
This is what you want.
And I'd be like,
This is literally, I think, my only second time meeting her, right?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
tall, redheaded, very strong.
So let's change it.
The feet are hot.
Just so many people log in immediately.
Jitter,
Say
jitter,
what?
jitter, redheaded, what now?
Oops, triggered.
Hollywood is replacing redheaded people. Alright.
Yeah. There's a few things we kind of have to deal with, honestly.
Well, this was the most urgent thing that I had going on for me tonight. Very exciting. I would like to go to bed. Do you have any other interesting things to do? Like 10-ish, maybe a little after.
Oh, I'm not gonna say it in Zoe's voice, but the little baby wants to go to sleep.
I think I want to do
No, it's Godfrey.
I'm referring to Godfrey.
this bitch. No, it's right. Go to bed, but also we can have access to the libraries.
No problem. Sure.
Also, depending on what we find here, we might have to go home, check the library over there. Yeah.
Are you asking me to go home? I don't think I'm really ready. Why do you need to go home?
Well, you see, Lafaye's trapped.
Just start explaining.
Like as you explain, we do like this slow cut to like the private chambers. Like he's got this round table there with like paintings of his father and all his brothers and everything.
And there's like a
He adorned
whiteboard
weaponry
and he's pointing
and
out all the.
This is like the room just
statues.
after the Great Hall.
Charlie Day.
And like one of the servant girls comes by, pours you a glass of wine. And yeah, you arrive to where you are now.
Fall up late. And now she's
And Ona said something about.
And it is now like almost. And now the passage of time is almost like 10:30, 10:45. Because obviously there's a great conversation. Oh, that's not what she said.
Yes, it was.
Hey, you're the one that said she says crazy shit.
There was.
You know what's funny? In my head, like I made the comment. I was
And
like,
our
you should
quickly
say
corrected
this.
drow.
And then like the other part of my said, no, you'll be in trouble for saying that. And it's like, no, I won't. I'm in fucking character. Like,
Ona is like, well, how old?
she's like 11 right now.
Jesus, and we're taking her out on all these dangerous situations.
For years now.
What an awesome child.
This kid.
I'm a good father.
When she
She
reached,
adventuring since she was 9 or 10, maybe sooner than
when
that.
she reaches the mature age of
Since
like
she was a child, when you think
16,
about it, because the young T are so rough.
Yeah.
So like,
Medieval
she could have
times.
been one of the like brothers and sisters to die at an early
No.
age. But she survived it, and she was going to be the prodigal one and become an anathema.
I don't want to be an
I
anathema.
don't want to be an anathema, Dad.
be one of your
It's a whole joke.
You'll be a multi.
Inside joke.
But Godfrey like takes it in, sips his wine, sets the glass.
And
the
so yeah,
glass
that's
down.
why we're here now, and yeah, all this happened now. Oh, it might have to prevent pirates having to. Yeah,
What?
pirates. You know, keep them from starting a war with other pirates. That one wasn't my fault. That was Denver.
So,
But he didn't
according to
know.
the conversation
Say
I
that he
just had
didn't
with
know.
your new friend here at the table, Sadar,
He didn't know.
I'm not saying any.
there will be an immediate cease to the battle going along the west coast. I've already informed Morelia and Ecclesias to stand down their men and begin the march back. Put that to an end. As for Star and her people, there is a complication. Blitzkrieg wants to know where his family is.
Are in the room. Okay.
She was left out in the hall.
Anybody
else who
They were
wasn't part
talking
of
about
this,
glass.
Well, we did a whole passage of time, so
Yeah.
we went from we did like a cut scene over to where we are right now.
Now they're
So
talking about wind.
you and Godfrey currently.
Fucking with you, jeez.
Obviously, Jordan is there. He's taking his little nightcap off at this point, and he's just kind of leaning against the wall listening to the conversation. I'm not sure. I doubt he would have gone with them. He probably would
No,
have stayed in his
he's
room.
with Foxy.
But Ona's probably there with you, and so is
Anna probably fell asleep by now.
But then yeah, she would have maybe like fallen asleep outside, and Sadar would have like kept an eye on her. So it would just be you guys and Godfrey.
Keep an eye on the door.
He said,
Sure doesn't open up.
Bloodscream isn't necessarily happy about her presence, nor the fact that she showed up on her. Especially,
Well, apparently, she's holding a grudge against his family invading their land.
this is something that happened a long time ago. We were children. when it started happening. I myself have had time to look back and realize that the only purpose that Bloodscream had was to basically grow his name. Find something for himself, but leave care of Vanessa to her family. Their ancestors.
Who's talking right now?
Godfrey.
It's an hour. It's okay. He
You're
juggled a lot
doing
of people.
amazing.
She just had the personality of yourself. It's like, that'd be insane. Imagine we're still in that field.
That's the third time you brought it up.
Yeah. I still think about it.
but
Sorry, I left it to our family. Bloodstream, just expanding his name and all that.
yeah, so once he felt comfortable, with the Stormbanes and what he established here with your family, he felt
It's okay.
he felt it best to move on and find a place to relocate. So that way all the people weren't bunched up in a place like it is old world. The main reason we all started seeking new lands is to find new homes, to start new lives, offer new opportunities. Bloodstream moved a little too fast. Based on the fact that we haven't heard or know very much about what happened to him and his family, he may have learned more than he expected.
And it was Arkham Down that we last heard about them, right? There hasn't been any word from there at all.
Used to truly figure it out. There's been conversations about starting some sort of search party, go out there and investigate them. In the past, when we have had this happen, they go missing or they get turned back and they don't seem to remember anything. This point, we've kind of abandoned Arkham Adoption. No Bloodstream still has it. Willing to put all his resource and time trying to get them back.
I can understand that, but that's causing more problems here. What he's doing.
It's going to take more than just a couple of hours a day and a quick meeting with new people to resolve all these problems that are but I guess that's part of the job I have to endure here. Also making sure that you and your friends stay out of trouble. You can't leave again.
There are chances we might.
Doing my best to try to get him out of this, but
Plus, it wasn't necessarily his fault why he left this time.
I'll have to hear his case. Maybe figure something else out for him. As of right now, he's just here. I haven't had a conversation with anyone about what should be done. And don't know if this is going to be the end of him. Whatever that thing was. I don't mean to complicate things for you guys any more than it already is. This is what I've been having to deal with here, and come tomorrow I'll have it all figured out. On top of that, an imminent wedding within 3 weeks now. I sometimes forget too. Lost in the moment sometimes. Lost the job.
Still got broke up?
We had our families.
Gato though?
Oh, Jordan standing there, he looks at you, and he's just like,
You know what I mean.
what do you mean?
We crack too much.
Happy why?
Never mind.
Single nuts.
Godfrey does not talk.
Well, if that's all, then go ahead and call it the night myself. Do you guys need a place to stay? A room?
I think that would be nice for just tonight, and we'll head out in the morning.
He stands up, finishes his drink, sets it down, and kind of catches himself on the table. Good night, guys. And he goes over towards like the blank wall opposite to the main door that leads in here, and he just like brushes his hand on it, and then it just begins to slide open. Tag on Alex. You can see on the other side that there's a whole other room there. He goes through and just closes behind him.
Yeah, it's just like finally.
Yeah, Jordan, you know.
All I see is now just a salamander just waiting in bed, like, what?
Why is salamander?
Stupid bitch.
Because that's how girls feel the girls.
Apparently.
They're the ops.
Right now,
You wouldn't understand.
right now, both of you draw each other how you see each other. You draw the exact same picture. The only difference is yours has purple.
Jordan, like, you know, takes his little nightcap out, puts it on his head. Well, if everyone else is comfortable for the night, I'm going to go to bed as well. We got a busy morning. Lots to plan, lots of people to talk to. We also have people from the town coming through who are going to tell us their plights and pleads. And that's always my favorite part of the job, hearing from the people. There's a door off to the
Insight
right.
check. Be sarcastic.
I actually kind of want to know that now.
You can roll too.
Oh, this is so stupid. 26. I have a +10 on insight.
So you can tell that there is like he seems to be truthful in the sense like he likes his job, but there is definitely this air of like I'm exhausted doing it. So he's just like, have a good night, guys.
Rest easy.
Opens the door to
Spill the beans.
close, and you guys are left in this chamber. Quiet. You can see your father on the painting, like staring down at you.
Looks at
Do
the
one of these
painting.
like the.
So he just
Yeah,
looks at the
it's
painting a bit.
Hold you up.
So he just looks at that painting like a little bit weirded out.
There was a. I forget who we had like as a reference to him. Bolton. Like the older guy, his dad.
You
know
know,
who it
you know,
I don't like him.
actually who's staring at us through that picture.
Oh.
And then his older brother was Jamie Lannister.
Okay, see that I'm fine with. I like
Who was
Jamie.
the other one? We have
Oh.
another one.
Bolton wasn't a terrible guy.
I
No,
just
his
didn't
method
like
He was
it.
playing
is
the game.
brutal.
He was playing the game.
Yeah.
Well, like, essentially,
We-
that guy is
Something
the
that
reference
we
on.
didn't
So that guy is essentially the reference on Edward's dad, oldest brother Theobald, because the reference was Jamie Lannister. Second brother Wilhelm was the reference was You ever seen Maze Runner?
Mhm.
The main guy.
Yeah.
That guy. I forget his name all
And
the
then
time.
Timothy Chalamet is the youngest.
And then the younger
Chalamet.
sister is basically painless.
Why did I hear Watermelon from you?
What am I know?
She showers with Pantene.
Somebody said at
Like
the
a
award
watermelon.
ceremony that
You
Timothy
make a-
Chalamet sounds like something Adam Sandler characters would say.
Yeah.
Chalamet! And then they had Adam Sandler say, Chalamet!
But yeah, those were basically the references.
But yeah, so like you can see the brothers are painted along the walls opposite are like the girls in the family. I think you've met Aurelia.
I think so.
Yeah.
So like
That was
she's there with her
technically
mother,
was there
a
then.
blonde woman. like real tall.
Well, the mom, they have no one seen her in a while.
Well,
I think she went back home.
Zoe's seeing a painting for the first
Yeah.
time then.
So, like,
Tall, busty woman with blonde hair. Currently wearing a like
Zoe
pink
just
dress in
looks
the
at-
photo.
Zoe looks at Edward.
oh, and then there's Aunt Helena.
Who's not actually pictured there.
Oh.
I think
Not
that's the main
the-
family first.
Don't tell them. Don't tell them. Don't tell them.
I know it is.
Funny.
Shut your face.
But Zoe looks at Edward. Is that your mother?
Yeah.
Is this the one that Lafaye talked to that one time?
By the way,
Like,
he decided what the mom looked like.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's not the point. All right. So yeah, that's his mom. Yeah.
Aggressive!
I'm not.
Why are you aggressive?
Yeah, that's my mom.
Yeah, I don't think you've had peace with your mom
No,
like
no, I don't. Real life or in game.
Where did he say we were going to be resting?
I don't think he told us. We'll figure it out.
that. Your
Fine.
instinct and your assumption is that you guys can probably.
Yeah, that's why I
stay
said
in
we'll
the
figure it
initiative
out.
chambers.
So,
Say what?
The initiative chambers.
yeah, the really dusty room.
But Zoe looks at Eris. Are you tired?
A little bit.
Alright, let's go.
Hungry mostly.
Oh my god, can I have some of that jerky?
I think Hugh's supposed to.
Meanwhile, in Hugh's
Thank
room.
you.
You guys do leave the chamber. You know that to the right of the stage where the king sits, there's some doors that lead out to like this garden escape, and then leads into some back doors that take you to the initiative chambers. But when you guys come out, you see that like the moon is casting a nice light.
I would have
into the
gone
hall.
get Ona also.
Yeah, and Ona's like kind of laying there passed out on one of the benches, her head like resting on Sidar's like plated legs, and she's just kind of like looking over her head. And she like notices you when you guys come in, and she just kind of like smiles at you guys. And from there we cut over to Fenrir.
We need more ice! The ice is freezing faster than it's melting!
If you had like maybe like pop the top of the cooler, the freezer, we'll call it the freezer bucket. You can see that Lafay's body is starting to like crystallize or like have little like ice crystals over it, and Jesse's just like closes it.
What's her face look like?
Blue.
Like, is there like a funny face?
Yeah, Fenrir punched her a few
Get in there.
times.
She has a broken
It
nose
was
again.
wide enough to like kind of fit her mostly,
Goes back.
Oh, and Will.
but you did have to like bend her knees and like prop it against the side, so she is kind of in there like that, you know.
Should have wake up with a broken leg.
Oh god. Right, there was a snap last session.
There was a joke.
Oh, okay.
Concerned.
But you guys, did you guys decide to move the
Freezer.
freezer, right?
Yeah.
Where were you taking it to?
Jesse had a place, I assume it's the mansion.
Rather than the mansion or the house.
They were already
Yeah.
they were already in the mansion. He's
No.
guided you over to the like the back of the mansion.
So his workshop.
There's that workshop area, and then like there's like the little like shack that he has back there with all his tools. And he says that like you can keep it in here, and it's probably be the best spot, the other best spot that he has until we can come up with something else.
Fenrir sets it down and he just looking at it like,
The cooling unit or just
a body in a freezer.
well, it's not the weirdest thing that's happening in our world, right? Can't be.
You're not wrong.
Like where is everybody else?
Well, it all started with
Where do you want to end up?
kind of about like the time frame that they were doing that with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about the same.
Where have you guys ended up though? Like
We're still in his
top
workshop
of the
because
tower or just like
No.
chilling in his
it's still in his workshop. I'm just using his whiteboard.
Yeah, he's made hot chocolate.
Everyone has a whiteboard in this world.
He's made hot chocolate, you know, which seems like an age-appropriate drink for him. Did you take any?
Yes.
All right.
How old
What was
is
the
he?
best hot chocolate you've ever had?
Paradise.
Like maybe 17 at this point.
He can drink.
So he heard the story and everything, and he says, so, correct me if I'm wrong. Did you just say that you started a pirate war?
It's all going back.
No. No. I didn't know.
You didn't know?
No.
What exactly did you say to these people?
I invited them to Sweetwater, and then I told Eddard about it, and Eddard was just like, you might have started a pirate.
And I was like, what do you mean? What do I mean? A pirate war.
And he explained to me that there is a kind of like a entire fleet of pirates protecting Ragnarheim's trade routes. I assume one of the trade routes goes to Sweetwater.
Well, it's a little more complex than that, and people don't really like to call them pirates. It makes them uneasy. They call them partners, but yes, they're mostly pirates that have been brought on by Ragnarheim to help them. And
How do you know about this?
most of it's open information about Ragnarheim. It's a trade route.
Not Ragnarheim.
Your pirates or
Them. They're
Ragnarheim?
yes.
I don't know if there's a way to communicate with them specifically, but you could always try to reach out to like the lords. Ragnarheim. Probably. Or you can write a letter. One of those magic letters that you guys always send.
Yeah. Do you have one of those pens?
Oh, one of those pens. No. I'm not sure how to get one of those actually. I've only seen you guys use them, and I can only assume it's like something exclusive that they gave you guys for capital.
I never got one. I have this pigeon though. He holds up the pigeon he got from Jim Dark Magic's.
I didn't know you started collecting birds.
It just seemed a little weird and unorthodox. He's kind of quiet, but not really.
He like grabs the cage. Sticks his finger in the cage. Jeff just kind of like looks at it. Pulls his finger back. Doves like bite. They feel cornered or something.
Well, supposedly Jim cursed the guy and he turned him into a dove.
You guys try to get it first.
Jim doesn't want that to happen.
This looks around.
He's not here.
Not here.
He's kind of my, I guess, the initiative sponsor. Being on his bad side would be a
Would he know that you did it?
I assume it's his magic, and usually people cast magic.
You notice the bird's head like moving around like between you guys as you're talking too? Like almost seemingly taking in the conversation. Do it. No. Don't disagree. Do it. No.
How dare you say no?
I mean, I guess it's cool that you found a little, trinket or person, or I don't know what this is, a bird
Thing.
thing. I don't know if Sandy would be able to necessarily break it, but maybe you can find somebody Kato would recommend.
Kato has a pen.
And then
Jesse is kind of hopped off the table, sets down his drink, and goes over to the freezer and starts looking around. And he says, "I guess while you do that, I'll figure out a way to maybe contain this better and better protect it. Maybe put a couple more latches on so nobody decides to kind of peek around and find her."
And how are you doing though?
What do you mean? I'm good.
You seem tired.
A little bit.
After that, try to get some rest.
Been hanging out a little more often with Sandy. She likes walking at night. Middle of the night.
You figure out she's a vampire or anything?
A what?
Don't worry about it. It's okay.
No, she's normal. She's just a little different from everybody else. Sometimes likes to drink a little bit of my blood, but that's fine.
Okay, normal relationship.
I'm willing to look past her imperfections in order to like find something real.
Does that mean she's a vampire?
I think she just likes to taste.
Does she ever stay out in daylight for ever so long?
She's been she likes to stay in and she likes to stay indoors, but she's going outside. It's not that unusual for her. She definitely has her preference. Taking walks. It's a thing around here. People like going to the lake.
Yeah. Make my way over to the lake. Now.
10 naked people.
Whoa!
There's so much skinny dipping there.
It's
Wow.
very likely.
Medieval times.
Yeah, sure. With a freezer cooking in the background.
It's normal.
All right. So you're going off to
I'm going to find Kato.
okay. At this point, it's like 10:30 at night, right? It's getting pretty late. You make your way through the halls of the mansion, up the stairs, and you arrive at Kato's office to find that the door is locked.
Kato?
He might be in bed.
No. We don't even know if Goblin's in there.
Yeah, but take that. The bed.
Peeks under the door.
Any move.
You can actually try to peek under the door.
Is there like any shadow movement of like anything below the door?
Nothing.
He's doing something.
They never get their privacy.
Poor guys.
So while you're kind of like looking around the door, and you kind of like lean down to peek onto the door.
Not really like actually peeking under the door, but trying to see if there's
See if
any
there's
shadow.
light or shadow. There's definitely like a light coming from underneath. And when you kind of like step back, looking, there's like this. You just hear like a. What are you doing?
What?
And you see that there is this very young halfling boy standing there. His hair is like all crazy frizzled and all over the place. So you even have like a little patch right here on the side. And he seems to be wearing like these brown like it almost looks like the equivalent of wearing like a potato sack. But it has like a bunch of things woven into it and little pins and stuff like that and decorations. And he's just eating what looks like chicharrones. What are you doing?
Looking for Kato.
Kato in his room. I don't know. I'm not checking.
What room did he point at?
My name is Akestis.
Taste this?
Nice to meet you. I was gonna walk up.
You want one?
Nice to meet you.
I
What's up?
know.
Where he pointed off was to the left of like where his office is. This is like the hall where like most of you guys would stay when you're here. So to the left it would be the two doors for Ona's room, and for his room, opposite way would be the room that you guys would normally stay in when you're in the mansion. But when you pass Edward's doors, there's a turn to the left, and that goes down, and it's most of the rooms for like the students that are there. And then off to the right, you can see that there's a staff cell. And all the way at the end, there is a double door, which you can only assume by instinct that it is Kato's room.
And like slowly walk up to it.
Suddenly, you're just
Subtle.
just like whoa.
He blinks and he's there.
All right. What do you do?
I don't know. Potato.
What's your natural perception? Isn't like super high?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never get peace and quiet.
23.
Privacy. So like you're approaching, and it's mostly quiet. You know, like every once in a while you pass like one of the lanterns in the hallway, and you can like once in a while hear like the springs on a bed, like somebody jumping around, and suddenly stop, and then like whispered voices kind of going, shh, someone's inside. And when you reach Kato's door, you can kind of hear like a couple of sounds coming from the other side. And a very yes, muffled Brian calling out.
He's like about to knock and he hears this.
Are you the licorice?
Don't be a dick. Let them have their moment.
Finds the closest window.
Head first.
You thought it would never happen?
Zoom into it. It's actually just like making some new creation for the candy store.
Yes, I'll put the licorice in. That's actually hilarious.
I've done it. But yeah, better just like there for a minute. No.
You turn around.
Yeah.
You want to find what you're looking for? Would you like some?
Just like reaches into the bag.
Did you find what you're looking for?
I think I'll talk to him tomorrow morning.
It's time for me to go to bed. You take care.
What? What?
I had to give myself a late night snack. That's all. And it like goes like off towards the opposite end of this hallway. It's like as he kind of like reaches towards the middle of the hallway, he like transforms into a cat, like runs off.
I know. I'm just saying.
What
It's
the
like
fuck?
it's speaking.
Yeah.
You notice that there's little bits and pieces that shoot out of him, leading off from the direction that he just went. If anyone starts following you,
That's what you would do.
Benner just goes back down towards where Jesse is. If he's done
when you get there, he's like got like these big goggles on, and he's got like these tools, and you can hear like it's like this tube that he has like set against the side, and you can hear like a little holes. Should be done by the morning.
Pops a caffeine pill.
Where do you go?
I'm gonna head out towards the front of the mansion and kind of looking out later, but it's just gonna make my way towards.
So it's along on the way. Everybody's out mostly for the night. Aside from like the guards for the initiative, taking care of their positions and such. You do notice that they're like when you get close to like the field, the crops and all that. You can see that like the 99 knockers and the pounce guys are all there, and they seem to kind of like be like consoling one another and drinking. And you see the Dragonborn guy that's there as well. With I forget what was it. I think another. There's another.
Do you want to re-roll that?
Dwarf.
Yeah, it was a hell dwarf.
That's fine. That's fine. I just
got
gotta.
a dwarf and a dragonborn.
But,
we already have a dwarf.
Too late. We're already there. But they're all there, and like they seem to kind of like they were crying at one point, but now they're crying and laughing with the boys, and they're like all kind of like trying to like cheer them up. You notice that Dorian and Roran are sitting nearby, and they seem to kind of be talking to each other. They haven't noticed as you pass by.
What?
I thought you were a joke. What do you do?
Just gonna kind of like walk in between.
I'm going between stop talking to each other.
So as you kind of continue on, you like reach the outer walls. The guards seeing you, they kind of let you pass by. You know, after a moment of like kind of stopping, checking who you are, you head out. There's a bit of forest before you get to the house, right? Night out, you can hear like a like the little bugs and stuff cricketing around. Make a perception check.
That'd be one hell of a wake up call.
You ready to
17.
get shit rocked?
Boom.
So you continue on, and you arrive at the house, and it seems like it's it's dark out, or it's no one's awake currently. You hear like the sound of something like shaking, and like the rattle of like a chain, and you see that Crag comes running from the porch in your direction.
Where's the chain noise coming?
I think he has a little collar on his neck.
Oh, okay.
It's like like a tag. You didn't notice it before, but it looks like somebody like may have fashioned it for him recently. But he like runs up and like pushes up against you and like hops up on top of you. He's all happy to see you.
And that's happy to see him too. Just
I mean, like as you kind of let off towards the house, you can hear from inside like someone sleeping. Maybe a couple of them. As you look through the window, you can see Bullet and Window Liquor on the ground of the kitchen. Window Liquor obviously on his back like this. Yeah, you're home.
kind of like looks around a bit.
The only other thing that's out of place that you realize is like it's been gothified, and there's like decorative skulls and stuff on the porch now, and inside there's like black curtains on the windows.
The band poster says that it's back in forever.
Back in forever.
Come on. Gonna proceed through to my room.
You sure?
All right, so you open the door.
Yeah.
The wolves kind of waking up. They realize who it is. Immediately stand up and head over to you. Bullet proceeding like push into you and body slam you, and Window Liquor like hops up on you and tries to lick your face, going crazy. Now you have all three of the wolves like pushing against you inside of the house.
Then there's Crag. Stoic.
No, Crag is also like like the like losing it, but it's Window Liquor obviously who has like the shakes.
The fucking
He's going crazy.
wild nutty dog.
Yeah, and you notice that like he is muddy as well. Like compared to the others, he has like mud all over his fur right now. And sure enough, you're looking around at the floor and you realize that like not only is the floor covered in dirt, but there's also like a mess on the table, like somebody had dinner and left. And some of the bowls are on the floor, implying that maybe the wolves got into it and like let it all fall to the floor. You hear a door open. Jesse, you home? And out steps Sandy, dressed in an all black nightgown. She like sees you. Just you.
What? What did I do?
It's just you.
This.
And you hear like, the lock and the latch
Has that been my bedroom?
in your bedroom.
Hey, no.
You can hear like the covers like. You assume she jumps back on the bed.
Gonna try to.
Leave me alone.
Excuse me, but
Late. Just
and my bed.
sleep in the other room. I've been here for
That's Hughes' room. It smells
48
bad.
hours. That's why I don't sleep in there.
Yeah. Why do you think I don't sleep in there?
You smell too.
Oh what? And you turned my entire house into basically a living shadow.
That wasn't me. Wait, that was me.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about the mess.
No.
I'm just frustrated and tired. Okay, I'll clean it in the morning. Sleep in the other
You
bed.
frustrated? That's the first time I've ever even heard you use emotion as a term.
There's just silence after that.
Yeah, Got you that time.
Wrong lover.
Window liquor licks your hand. And it becomes like consistent, like he's focused on a spot of your hand, you know?
It's all skip.
Bath.
He like stops licking, turns, and heads out of the room. Like as far away from you as he can. He like picks a corner in the kitchen and like curls up there.
Well, time for baths.
And then
He just starts licking the walls.
oh. Fenrir's gonna clean up the kitchen first. And then check the fridge. Is there any like meat in there or anything? Yeah, some stuff. Gonna pull out like if there's like a steak or something like that.
Yeah, there's like maybe like a quarter of a steak left there.
He opens the back door and starts to walk out. And he holds the steak up for the wolves.
Just for them to come up and
Yeah.
I mean like they definitely come over. For
Come.
sure.
He starts walking towards the lake.
You almost see dead body.
Alright. So as you trick them to head out there, I'm not gonna make you roll for it or anything. Window liquor obviously being the one to like touch the water every once in a while and run the other way. You do notice that there like is a couple like all the way out toward the middle of the lake, and they seem to have like spotted you and decided to like move to the other side of like the little island that they're on, and they're like nope.
The wolves just attack them.
The wolves like like for the most part they let you give them their bath.
Yeah.
As you're kind of drying them out, again like the moon kind of like setting over with the moon like directly above you guys, the bright light, it's reflecting onto the surface, and as kind of ripples kind of go through the water, we change over to this black and white setting, and there are people at the edge of the of this lake, and they're collecting water and maybe even fishing as they're spearing some fish, and you've been brought out to the edge of this lake, and you're still chained up, and you're sitting there, and they brought you some food, and they set it like right next to you. You transitioned from one scene to hers.
Oh,
I
Here you
know.
go. They just brought me fish.
Huh?
They just brought me
Fish.
fish.
Brought you some fish and some like dry bread.
Blackfish.
even when
Can't
dead.
really
fish
grab
stay.
anything.
I mean,
'cause
you
they're-
can like. You're
Oh,
just-
I thought like her hands were like that.
Currently, like you're just kind of
Sort of
chained,
like this.
and
Okay.
you are being heavily guarded as there's like 4 guys like standing there watching you. One of them like maybe eating as well.
She's just gonna. Oh. What's your name?
They don't seem to respond.
Oh, nice. Got it. Okay.
What's your name?
I'm
Ezekiel.
starting to realize you guys are not much of a talker.
What you've come to realize about these people is that most of the time when they move like all together, right? They seem to kind of be going through like a hunting season, trying to find game, and they are going through a current hard time of finding like deer and other like big livestock to hunt. So they've like resorted to just fishing. You've come to realize that a lot of them are like scavengers, and sometimes they even fight amongst themselves, arguing over like who gets what portion of what, or like stealing from each other. Quickly resolved over some sort of like grudge match, whether it be like through a test of strength or through test of knowledge, which seems to be their favorite thing to do, is like make riddles and jokes to each other to try to like fumble one another, and that's how they. Now, there's a lot of smaller families. Again, like there's different races mixed in here. One of the things that you do notice is that a lot of the warriors, the fighters, like the ones that are standing next to you, they seem to be like young men. You notice that some of the elven people there as well, they seem to be wearing old armor from your family, or like from your side of the elven kingdom. And you recognize it based on your studies and like maybe having studied warfare and stuff growing up, as a part of your requirements. Um, just very outdated pieces of armor, something like maybe like 3 or 4 generations ago. They seem to kind of like be like amongst these people. There's a lot of elderly people as well, amongst like also young, like children, teens, and stuff like that. But it's always the soldiers that seem to stand out, as their armor is never really coinciding with each other. It seems like different people of different backgrounds mixed in together into this little tribe of people. Oh, so, what's up?
Trying to think. I had a brain fart.
That's not knowledge.
So while you're there taking in the scenery that I just described to you, you notice the guards kind of like step back in unison as the hooded figure from before seems to kind of be walking amongst the people and headed in your direction. You notice that a lot of them kind of like drop to one knee as he passes. A lot of like the common folk amongst them, they like reach out to him and they're they seem to be saying, Vesryn, Lord Vesryn, thank you so much, Lord Vesryn, for everything you do. And you've come to know him like his name, or what they call him, is Vesryn. Vesryn.
Vesryn.
And he like kind of comes over and like he pulls like the hoodie off of his head and falls across his back. You notice that he has like very long black hair that goes down to his shoulders. R-Y. Vesry. Yeah. But he like kind of stands there, putting a foot up, Captain Morgan style. He's also carrying like somebody brings him a small plate of fish, and he like thanks them, and like he starts to kind of eat it, and he doesn't say anything to you as he's standing there enjoying his meal. From the last session till now, the only conversation you've had is the one from before, and after that, he basically just dismissed you and let you know that you're just being held as a prisoner here. So since then, you haven't passed words with him, but he suddenly like walks up, standing there, just enjoying what you seem to feel is the daylight there, because the brighter the sky is, the more active people become, and then as it kind of becomes this dark black void color, there's no stars, no moon here. It's just them kind of relying on their own sight or these little torches that they carry.
How'd you guys end up here?
The guards don't say much, and he kind of like turns his head to look at you. You figure out how you ended up here.
Yeah. You guys are trapped in here. And have formed a nice little relation.
So you ended up here by accident, but you have no understanding of how. You even understand how the blade works. Most of these men here have been trapped inside the blade for as long as I've been. Perhaps some of them a little longer.
She like challenge talking about like the people that she knows, like the whole like farmer and stuff. Like, yeah.
After some time, we eventually just accepted the fate that we had and started to give up. Started to build ourselves up as a family. Eventually others came and we had to force them off. Even now, there's still people out there who wish me and my people simply because we have different views. The thing is, as long as I've been trapped here, I've never seen anyone on the other side come through without having wielded the blade itself. So either you're the answer to us all getting out of here and perhaps finding peace, or you're just another waste of time. In which case, we have ways to deal with that. See, we can't just let anyone. You'd have to show yourself as useful.
I don't know how I'll be able to do that. And, that guy over there. Like,
Who are you pointing out to? Howard? Oh. Okay, you're fine. Take your time. There are some people I would like you to meet. Perhaps their magic will tap into your mind and figure out some sort of answer. The more willing you are to do this, the better your chances are. Let's start with you helping.
Sword breaks.
if I do let you guys mess with my work, there's gonna be a chance. Ready?
Tell me something special that happened. What's your favorite memory?
I adore continuously.
Having a sword
Yeah.
grabbed with my chest by my best friend.
The actual villain of the story is right here.
There's a lot of things. Getting to
Shit. What did that stuff?
Not being stuck in a capsule. Making friends along the way. A partner.
What was her name?
Her name's Riva.
And actually, canonically, he would have asked, what's his name?
Old school people.
Everybody's just like,
No,
there's that
yeah.
one old dude peeking around the corner. What?
What the fuck did you just say?
In fact, you notice that there are no dwarves amongst the people.
Like, yeah. I'm kidding.
No wonder you're all so peaceful. That's
No one knows about that one?
Made some new friends. There's Zoe. The three wolves. You have Fenrir. You have this little angry dwarf. And then there's
What's his name?
there's also this tiny little
And I
Yahtzee.
think you've said it before too, right?
Yeah.
And you told him the name. And he,
We're all trying to
He's
figure out this
also,
main
like,
thing.
he's
Like,
also-
when you say it too, he kind of closes his eyes. Seems to be in thought.
She's like, yeah, seeing how what Lord yeah, and you have this little Yahtzee girl. I did have a best friend. His name was Johnny, but
You seem to have a lot of memories. Good ones. And you carry yourself like someone who's not very happy or fulfilled with their lives. You get to read a lot about people and you spend a lot of time. And I've spent more than my fair share of time. He like points out across the way. He says, I walked every edge of this blade, this world. Feels like a flattened earth. You reach the end, and that's just it. There's no way to push beyond it. There's no way to go around it. The world just ends. And it goes straight along the edge of the blade, all the way to the end. At the tip of the blade is where you'll see most of the worst people who resist me. Try to kill my people. This is Vesryn. Huh? This is Vesryn. This is Vesryn. Okay. No. I never really had a chance to explore the real world. You complained about not being stuck in the castle. Here. And the worst of it isn't the fact that you live with your regrets and everything else you did before. But the worst of it is living with all that. Trying to find happiness in starting families. To watch them grow old and die. Over and over. Eventually you give up. So at least you have memories of leaving your castle, being around your friends. most of me and my friends don't know what that is. So yeah, there was a way to leave this place. Start with my friends, and I want you to feel rest and assured that in the case that everything goes wrong, your memories won't be lost. Because now I know. I wish to hear more. Tell me everything. And he sits down next to you, and he lifts your plate up for you and offers you to eat. Doesn't take poison. Make an insight check.
Magic.
Also, the small dog.
No.
It's all hiding them.
Yeah, I rolled a 19 and insight because I have a what's that thing when you're really good. It's proficiency, so it's a plus 7.
Yeah.
So for the 26, the food and everything else seems pretty normal to you, except there seems to be like this slight film of liquid over the top of the fish. It seems to stick out to you slightly. Remember, the things are in kind of like this voided black and white.
You're basically on an alien world.
So it might not be poison.
Just a fish, that's all.
It's imaginary.
Isn't there something specific for a poison check?
Well, considering that she's a rogue, she would actually be able to identify poison.
Yeah.
So you don't think it's a poison necessarily. You think it might be some sort of like a sedative, a way to put you in a sedated state.
Sleepy time. Lies! Lies and deceit! Deception! Lies!
Yeah, he sees you and he kind of looks you over. Start something. Sets the plate down and he continues to eat himself. And we go on to a small break from here. Alright guys, we'll be right back.
Oh.
That's like as we started too, so everybody heard you do that.
Best way to start.
Absolutely. Bet it out than in, as I always say.
Never heard you say that.
Shrek 5 is apparently going to be coming out either next year or the year after. It's going to be trash. And then Ice Age 6 also.
It's going to take place in the future where Will Smith has to fight robots and Donkey has to do something dirty.
I'm excited to see it, but now I feel
Fifth
like
one's gonna be about things. The fourth one.
things. And I'm like,
The only part that I liked about the
I
fourth
can't.
one
I ignore it sometimes.
That's the only thing.
But, like when I hear from somebody that 100% is usually never wrong.
it's probably gonna take place after.
I'm hoping it's good because maybe usually I'll hear something like that and I watch it myself.
Talking about Shrek?
It's good.
Whoever's
Oh,
watching just
Wolfman.
lost the game.
Wolfman?
He hasn't seen it yet, but he heard somebody that's 100% truthful.
No, they're 100% honest with their reviews and
See, that's a different story.
and it usually reflects
And
on
I'm
a
like,
general
yeah,
audience
you should
of
just
reactions.
go.
You should still
I'm
go
gonna
watch
go.
it.
Yeah, I'm still gonna see it. I'm still gonna see it. I usually do. And sometimes I disagree with these people. But a lot of times I don't disagree.
For me, it's For me, it's pretty weird.
You deserve better movies, okay? That is my argument. Stop treating the general public like they don't understand movies, so they can't make them complex and interesting.
My favorite.
Nosferatu was genius.
My favorite thing about the new Wolfman, though, currently, is the fact that they went back to the old school grotesque transformation.
Yeah.
It's not the oop, I'm a werewolf now. No, it's the fucking their hand and his hand fucking body fucking torsion, bones break and the nails fucking.
I love
that's
those
probably
type
gonna
of
be the
transformations.
best part of the movie.
Okay.
Like the first.
D&D.
We're live on D&D right now.
It don't matter. D&D.
So. As Lafaye is sitting there with Vesryn, go through a little passage of time. Eventually, everybody's like done fishing, has eaten, they've gone to bed. Vesryn has also dismissed himself with his guards, leaving you, with them as well. And eventually, it turns to what you assume to be night. And as it turns to night here, it turns to morning back at the initiative. The birds are chirping. You can hear them outside. Where'd you fall asleep?
I went back home and fell asleep in the living room. After cleaning up a little bit.
When you do wake up, you feel unusually warm. As Window Licker has decided to lay on top of you. And he is a heat generator. So you're feeling all of this, and on top of that, he seems to be
Benner's used to this is actually comfy to him.
The whole 9 yards. You can hear out in the distance, somewhere outside, the sound of wings. And
I don't know what the
you can
peacock,
hear
but okay.
underneath, again, like your head is buried underneath Window Licker. And you can hear, like, off to your right, like one of the dogs, like, shaking themselves off. And then they go over and you can hear, like,
He just picks up Window Licker, sets him off with his eyes.
So you look through the
like
window.
he when you like move an animal or a kid even, and you, like just move it and they like go limp.
Yeah.
Like he does that, and then like stirs himself up like he just got woken up in his sleep, and he like looks at you and just absolutely confused. Crag is over at the door and he's the one who's like,
I had a feeling. You're gonna look through the peephole, it's gonna be nothing there, and then you're gonna like, what are you scratching at? Check again. Queen's eye.
Sure enough, outside the window in front, you can see that she's like kind of like trotting up to the front, and she's like kind of like cleaning herself up, letting her feathers out, kind of like trying the window. She looks like she's wet. That's crazy.
Stop! Stop!
That's you guys. Look.
Setting up a romantic scene with Crag there.
In front of the house.
The Baywatch going on.
In front of the house, yeah. So yeah, like as soon as you open the door, Crag bolts. You notice that the door to your bedroom is like cracked open, and you like take that and you look around and you realize that a lot of the curtains have been pulled up, and like the decorations like are still where they are, but she's like lightened up the room so there's like a blast of morning light like kind of shining through.
I kind of like walk back towards the door and kind of like look in real
It
fast.
might just be a day walk.
Like all these things that you guys. What is she?
You're weak. But I'm like, I knock and I go like look at the room.
Yeah. When you look in the room, you see that the bed's been like done up and cleaned, and things seem to be in order. As to like how you remember them when you left.
I start like checking the pots, the flowers, anything, just in case there's like a witch's thing somewhere.
Make an investigation check.
They've literally been taking care of that house while we're all gone.
She's been redecorating though.
She's been living there.
We need to make a house for them.
I have an idea. What?
I'm just gonna go to the grove and make my home in there.
Look for the biggest tree.
The biggest
Start
tree, and I'm
carving
just gonna
into
split it. I'm not gonna carve into it.
Because they can make a little house. A series of stairs that go up the tree.
What are you doing?
He's rolling dice.
Let me guess, all of them are bad?
No, not really.
Go ahead and roll with advantage.
There you go. Look at that.
Grab 50 dice.
20.
That's it.
Nothing seems to be out of the ordinary.
Or broken.
He's staring right at it.
In fact, I would say like she left it in good order, as you have this feeling that she might have like gone back to
It's like Fenner staring right at a glowing glyph that's obviously dangerous. Stares at it for like 10 minutes. Not nothing here.
God.
Just like, oh. Yeah, everything seems to be in order.
But stepping out of the mansion there, the house, going back towards the initiative, actually checking on the
As soon as you go outside, the music cues on.
Wait, is Dink here?
Wait, what?
Is Dink here?
No, what? Dink?
Dink!
Can't remember. Dink. We had a character. We did have a character like that. That's right. Girl, that was forever ago. Hold on. Stupid.
Oh,
Sorry, yeah. Like you said, like walking back, and I just started thinking of that game and like how the music would get all happy, and then that's just all that stupid.
I'm now intrigued by this.
We literally had a character we called Dink, who was just like our number one
When did we
fan,
fucking
like
meet him though? We can't-
over at the City of Knot.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Oh,
You guys had a couple of
Him
characters.
and his mom left while his dad stayed behind to defend the city and all that.
You guys are bringing up
Yeah.
shit. It's been a minute.
You remember that one thing?
They head back to town.
Yeah.
It's you know it's a traditional morning. I would say like it's early morning, like around 8 here. You see that like there's a couple of the early morning workers there, and they see that some of the night knockers and the town guys are like just passed out on the hay. Roran and Dorian not in sight. Where are you headed?
Gonna go check on Jesse, but if that's on the way past the smith, the forge, I do want to check and see if there's any of the materials that left
You have to remind me what they were. And
How are you pointing at me?
there. I'll just give a thumbs up.
Oh.
I think it was like some of them. I think we went on a adventure with the Night Knockers and Night Knockers when they would collect the adamantium. But they didn't. But I did leave behind Fenrir's horn from when he lost his shit and transformed and started fighting the dungeon initiative. And when he shifted back down or finally calmed down, the horn stayed behind a little bit and he ripped one of them off.
And you left it to her for.
To try to make a weapon or something like that.
Did you ever make anything on the side through Discord or anything like that?
Yeah, I've done it several times.
It's been a while. Like
Yeah.
he
At the
had
most-
like he had that helmet thing and like beyond that, but I think that was in the other timeline that we were on.
That was this one.
It was on this one.
It was after the fact, like after we returned after the time.
Okay.
this was also after the time boom.
Okay.
And I did send it to you actually recently through Messenger like 2 days ago. In fact, when we were playing Rivals, it's what I found.
The Vanguarda?
Yeah,
Vanguard.
Banner Gander.
Gander. This is a spear though.
Vanaganda.
So, okay, that's why I was confused. I remember this, but I didn't remember a horn.
What?
Like a battle horn, like a battle horn. You know,
No.
like,
Oh, like literally Monster Hunter horn.
No, if I found the horn of Valhalla in this somewhere just laying around, that's a magic.
there's no attuning to this either, right?
It is an attunement weapon. I've always had one attunement slot left. I've just never had an abundance of magic items sitting around collecting dust because I just have them.
He gave me a bunch of stuff that I don't know how it works.
A long time ago, we haven't brought it back up. We even met up yesterday to do D&D talk, and we didn't even bring that up. I say we. 'Cause
I mean, we got distracted.
we're both
with
responsible
Joey
for it
like
at the
a
end of
few
the day,
hours, and then like start getting.
we can't talk about D&D around this dude because then he'll just start acting weird.
Does he not like nerdiness?
Most of our families.
Alright,
We'll get into that later.
When you arrive,
Religious?
it's not exactly a busy area like here where the forge is at. You do see like the typical like dwarves and a couple of other smiths kind of walking around. They greet you, in recognition. It's been how long? A month now?
I just realized you don't have a beard.
What's funny is I almost left the mustache too. I was like looking at it in the mirror and I'm like, it'd be fine if I hadn't like accidentally fucked up the edge there. And I was like, it's like so obvious I'm missing hair there. Alright, fuck it.
I just realized because I was looking at him and he had his comb right there.
Oh.
Then I looked at you, I was like, oh shit. Sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, it's been about a month since all this has happened. Because I remember it was before you guys went to Mountain Slide.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you get there, like one of the head dwarfs kind of greets you and says, "She'll be with you soon." And heads off to the back.
You saw the joke behind the weapon. Yeah, you saw the joke I put in there, right?
Let's see.
Look at the attunement requirements.
Where's the attunement for?
Scraping.
Are you checking the message or are you checking?
The actual photo you sent.
Okay. Very top.
Okay. And then, weapons here, there,
We all go to you.
requires a strength of 24 to even lift.
Yeah. Unless.
Okay.
That was the joke behind it. It's just like after it was made and then like it cooled down.
Gotcha.
I like that.
It's in full reference to probably one of my favorite characters.
So
I have so many.
eventually you see the armor returning and you see that the helmet, like the bronze helmet that she normally wears, it's still there, but like the armor that she has on looks like they opted for like a different style. And it has these large leaf plates kind of coming off the front and it kind of binds around the side of her torso. And her arms seem a little bit loose, she doesn't have any pauldrons on or anything like that. Seems like she's been working. As you can see little sparks and stuff like that going along the sleeve of her arms. But she sees you, she's, "Ah yes, how are you, Wilson Payne?"
Tired, finally rested, and probably have to deal with a few other things, but that's to come. Probably.
Warrior's work is never finished. I've been working tirelessly for our people here, ensuring that they all are well reinforced, to say the least.
Good. If you need any extra funding of any
At this time, no, but we will let you know if there's any requirements. I did have word from a Master Cato.
Yeah.
Yes, he informed me that they may be in need of some services and supplies for the mansion itself.
Doesn't know who the Daimo of the town is.
kind. I think I'll be able to help with that. I left some stuff here originally for Hugh, but we ended up having to leave. Did anybody try working with that material?
I have a couple of things here. Your friend Eddard, is he here as well?
No, not currently.
I have a helmet for him. You can either deliver it to him yourself or send him my way.
What's it look like in its kind of form?
So she like kind of guides you towards the chamber that she was in. And
It's kind of like a jewelry.
you can see like there's like a nice wall of armor plates and other items and weapons that she's made a forge out of, like kind of adorning the wall. A small forge at the side and a workspace, and next to that you can see that there's a bundle of different items, which you assume to be like maybe orders and stuff like that. But she goes over to where there's this like small box, and she props it open, and there's like this circle, and it's even have like an open end on the bottom, so you're able to kind of like put it around the back of your neck.
Knowing Edward, I'll probably meet up with him shortly.
45 years
I can I can hold on to it for him.
It took some time to craft this item. Please handle it with care and advise him to do the same. As for you,
What is this?
It closes the box, shakes it a little bit.
she goes over and there's like another long box on the table, and she like props it open, and there's this. How would you describe the appearance?
Kind of in form of a spear, but the spear handle haft is about this long, and the blade itself is almost as equally as long as the handle, but it's in like almost a sword form. Around the base of where the handle turns into the blade, it's kind of coiled like one of Fenrir's horns from when you guys bought them. In a sense. Spiral. Yeah. Reaches. But think of it as like a sword spear, basically. Just it's in more of a spear form.
That actually hurt my brain.
This is what it's like to be a DM too. Sometimes you're trying to think on the spot, and
Might
like
need a
you just
picture.
repeat.
I can show you a picture.
I have a general idea of what it looks like, but
Because my brain went to Inuyasha immediately. Wait, really? Huh. Wait!
Correct.
God, what was the character? There was a character that had something like that, wasn't there? Wasn't it?
It'd probably be better off like kind of described like that, but
Oh, okay,
just not as wide.
You could just show the group too. By that I meant upward. Why does that look like Monster Hunter?
It does look like Monster Hunter.
Doesn't sound like that.
So with it on the table, it's also kind of like in this like a box. There's like underneath it, there's like a sheet of leather. She just kind of reaches over, picks it up, and turns it to.
Takes it.
Feel well. The weight.
It does. It's actually kind of comfy in my hand. Okay.
She's been a mystery since I first introduced
She's
her.
another beast king, just peaceful.
she is. Takes off the helmet, another helmet underneath the armor.
No, she.
Fenrir's
I will
mom,
reveal
no.
my face to show you. I am actually the Vision.
Jarvis?
It was this boy, wasn't it?
No.
They could
I
no.
was about to say no, but you
Only
said it.
one that had a
Um,
spear.
we got a time crunch. Just kidding.
But taking the sheath and everything like that, puts it on. Goes to like stab it into the ground real fast, just to feel the weight of it fully. I like it. Doesn't even know. Doesn't even know. It's gonna go hand it to somebody random and he's gonna here, hold this real fast. The person like, oh god.
Or you go stab it to the ground, like soft soil.
Cracks it.
Stab! Come on!
Oh.
Do your job!
But puts it in a sheath, kind of like tries to set it up in a way where it's like kind of comfy because he's not used to having weapons. But he's like, I can work with this. I've been using the spear that I want to keep forming. It's not that hard. It's just
Physical.
it's just an actual item.
Is there anything else?
Not that I can think of.
If there's anything interesting that we come up with, I will be running it by Kate. So then by
How I found any? I'm gonna check something. Just to make sure.
I need it from.
I have moldy cheese in my bag.
Scary guy.
Huh?
You were
I was
literally
thinking, like,
I was
But,
thinking of moldy cheese.
for the sake of pushing forward.
Yeah.
I assume you leave here after.
Yeah.
Crazy going on there at the moment. Where do you go?
Heading back towards the mansion, checking on Jesse, and then afterwards going to Cato to message to tell him the message right
You don't find Jesse out back. You do see that the shed is locked up. It even has like a couple of new like fresh pads that you hadn't seen before. The school is active, so as you go in, people are running around the mansion, just getting to their classes or going out to the town. You find yourself at Cato's office, which the doors are both like wide open, and you can see goblins in there. Like looks like they're like sorting through like a bunch of documentation and stuff like that. And Cato's like kind of like at the desk, like reading something, and Goblin stops and like looks right at you. Looks over at Kato and back at you, comes over. How are you outside my door last night?
Did you sleep well?
I did.
Good.
Very well. Like the best rest I've ever had in my life.
That's good.
He probably thinks you're
So treat.
Tastes like black licorice.
Pervert. Kato, Fenrir's here. Big pervert.
Try not to be so loud next time.
Kato just like looks up and his face is like kind of red.
It's okay.
Morning.
I heard him talking and I left. I was gonna bother you about something.
That's the photo you heard. I like it. I like it. This is all canon. But yeah, Kato red in the face. Good morning, Fenrir.
Good morning.
What can I do?
You also slept on it too.
Very well.
But just like Finra unfazed because
As Goblin heads out with a couple of documents, blows Kato a kiss, closes the door. Kato says, "For the record, green." Looks at the camera.
oh, Finra just there. She's like, you understand? I grew up in a family of nomads as well as people of nomadic nature, right? Just understand. No walls. Brick's claw.
No, I
Very vocal.
Yep.
You're okay. It's fine. I'm used to it.
we had a spell.
Yeah. I'm still getting used to myself.
Still going.
I gotta
Little did you know.
I gotta maximize the security a little bit better.
Turns out Ben's actually 13.
Oh yeah. And then there was this guy that literally wanted a chair at Chicha.
But I need a favor.
All right.
Chicha.
I may have accidentally led there to becoming a open sea warfare between.
How
I think that was already
exactly?
mentioned.
How exactly did you arrive? Because
Well, so it started happening. There's another whiteboard in the room. Explains the whole thing to him.
oh,
And then I told Edward that I made friends with some of the pirates and I invited them to Sweetwater. And, well, he was like, why'd you do that? Because there's already pirates in Ragnar.
How did I remember that? I'm proud.
So,
Kato has now had the equivalent of 20 little Hershey kisses. The little wrappers are all over the table.
Oh, by the way, he's basically Willy Wonka. Here, like,
Yes.
nice.
he's invented so much.
So,
You know Podrick
nice.
from Game of Thrones? Tyrion's assistant.
They didn't take the
yes.
money.
Yeah, it's that guy.
Ah,
Like,
That's the inspiration.
That's the inspiration behind the character.
he's just like very nice.
He was the family.
He's like one of my favorite characters.
Okay.
But he's just like sitting there. So if you don't mind, I'd like for you to message through magic pen to maybe the Lords of Ragnar to hopefully allow a captain by the name of June just come to Sweetwater if he were to attempt.
Why? Why?
My question is, what led you to assume that this was okay? And why, forgive me, are you of all people making that sort of call?
I am the new Lord of Sweetwater
Been coronated,
by Lord of the West, yes.
there's been ceremony, documentation signings,
If I recall, yes.
all of it. You
Also,
lied to me.
quite high sum of money. As well as my new house. And a numerous amount of squirrels. Don't ask how we got there.
If you're trying to send, you're gonna have to provide some sort of proof that you're a lord, especially a Sweetwater. This is kind of new to me.
No, wait.
It's new.
Please.
It's new to me as well.
I just want to
Never thought I'd be a lord. His grace is
A wax stand. Do you have one of those? That'd be an easy way to show
Reaches
it.
into his pocket and has a signet ring.
You do not have one.
I have a signet ring.
So at a game, you would need like a big thing to happen, not just Lord.
I thought I had signed papers for the.
There was documentation for the house and everything, but it hasn't been officially stated that you are a lord.
Okay.
So like that needs to still happen.
Okay. He's just like kind of not really stuff things. It
A
happens.
lot happened.
Okay. Well, they're pirates, right?
Yes.
They're pirates. They can't just sail over in a matter of like a day. Right? It takes some time. So we have some time. We can write this letter. We'll write this letter, and you gotta contact Lord West, right?
Yes. Do you have a pen? I need a magic pen. I don't have one.
I have the magic pen.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, like, reach
Sweetwater.
over there.
Pirates!
I put the request in first, send it over to Sweetwater, letting Lord West know the situation that you put us in.
I'm sorry.
Reaches into his desk and he pulls out a paper bag and he's like, no, you don't need it. You need to start writing.
But you did.
What the fuck?
He starts writing the letter and like he's like mad dashing, crossing things out that are wrong, and then refixing it, and then finally he takes it, sends it off. All right,
It's just
let's wait for them to respond.
with everything that was going on.
Wait, does he even have a pen? He's gonna be so confused. Where did the letter come from? It's suddenly gonna appear in his face. He's not gonna know what to do with it.
Hey,
Oh. Just blow into the bag.
He's been so stressed since he's been promoted.
Like there's times where like he seems fine, and all of a sudden like days like this where it's just like, nope, I need my baggie.
okay. Relax. We probably have more than enough time because it was just a few guys that were left behind on a beach. They probably got drunk and forgot. So the likelihood is it's probably not going to happen.
Cut to the pirate. I can't wait to tell the boss. No. Oh, no. Oh, so Kato's just like, yeah, of course, all this takes time. They could have forgotten. But, yeah, everything's gonna be good. Everything's fine.
The other part was I had thought that all things considered, everything that's been going on, even with the initiative under watch, Bloodscreen and all this other stuff, it'd be nice to have at least some sort of form of fleet. I didn't know we already had one of some kind, at least on Utter's side.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I had no idea.
Godfrey technically has some fleets, but the pirate thing in Ragnarheim, that's all between them. And with the whole thing with capital, there's like an agreement. It's an agreement between the people, so to maintain their way of life, and
So in this situation, better to have people that can work.
yeah, pirates to be talking about.
They're after some dude named
Old pirates.
Yeah, and that's what was happening with Eddard gold flaky nonsense going on.
Kato knew about
He did.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, he would have seen it.
But he didn't know like
The details.
yeah, he when you say that he's just like, how did he ever get that resolved?
Do you have anything on a guy named Goldheart?
I've never even heard the name. Sounds like pirate garbage, to be honest.
Legends are legends, and sometimes they originate from stories and history.
They also name everything after the devil. Do you think there's anything behind that?
If it was about a month ago, I would have told you no.
Devil's Island, Devil's Shroud, Devil's Ship, the Devil Man, Devil's Ship. There's always a
Wait,
pirate.
hold on. It's a devil man.
Yeah, they always talk about there being some sort of pirate captain who was also a devil, and there's always something. But at this point, I'm not going to cross it all out based on the things you guys told.
One of the members of the crew was referred to as a devil's shifter or something. He had a similar presence to mine. At least that's what it felt like.
I guess I could maybe look into pirates on the side, but I'm not gonna lie to you. We got a lot going on coming up. Bloodstream's coming in about a couple of days.
It's somebody you can trust. Not that halfling though. That halfling creeps me out.
What happened?
The halfling that can turn into a cat. What was his name?
Did he give you his?
Yeah, yeah.
He did. He did give you his name, which was a Acasis.
Acasis.
Yeah.
Yes.
He looked at you and he says, "Acasis?
Yeah.
A student here?
Yeah.
Student by the name of Acasis.
Then he's a cat. I think.
That's here in the
I. You know, I was outside your door.
Yes.
Well, that Acasis guy was also outside your door last night. He left a trail of weird little flaky circle things.
I don't know what Acasis. I didn't see anything before when I woke up this morning. You ate them. You ate them.
Don't be kidding.
My foot, dude.
That
asking him to like look into Captain June.
Captain June and the reference towards Devil Shifters. And Goldheart. Just in case there might be a way to help.
And the other
One more thing! Oh.
Yeah, I mean, he's nervous and having a fit, and he just says, "You and Zoe have something to wear to the wedding, right?" Edward's brother Godfrey, he's getting married.
That nerd. that theater nerd.
Probably doesn't.
Black casual for the men and all pink for the ladies.
Oh, that works perfectly fine with Zoe with all the pink she has.
I'm sure we could probably get you something maybe fitted.
Probably.
Maybe we could make a day of it together. It'd be nice to get away from
Work.
It's safe.
It's okay.
I'll give you candy.
You don't need to.
So, as you and Kato kind of like maybe go about the rest of the day together, we'll like in detail get that all filled out. We cut over to the group.
I can't hold this spear.
Rip off.
You both wake up and you can hear from your rooms. Again, the initiative is like this circular like room with like mess hall in the middle. You guys can organize it however you like. When you guys actually found it, it had a couple of couches put in there, so it kind of looks like maybe
cleaning it up.
it was cleaned up and it looks like somebody stayed there for a while. Make it an investigation check.
Sure.
I should have known.
By chance, could I have advantage because I've been here before?
Sure. Make a investigation check.
18.
15.
Wow. You've
One of
been
them was
here
a
before.
natural one.
Ho ho. The dice betrayed me.
You got a 15.
Yeah.
And you got
18.
so between the two of you, you see that the place has been cleaned up and tidied here and there. And when you guys had arrived there, placing Ona in one of the rooms, you notice that like the bed looks like somebody had used it, maybe like the day before. As it's like it's completely a mess, and there's things all over the floor. Maybe like you clean it up a little bit, set the blanket over, and you lay her there. You know. You might have gone to like sit on or Hugh. No, he was in his own room.
Yeah.
You would have gone to like maybe
He'd
like
be
sit on the
alive.
couch somewhere with Sidar, and while there, Sidar like reached to the side and she pulled out this long rubber thing. She like tossed it to the side. She's like, "Why does it feel like that?"
Oh no.
We're not going to talk about that. Let's go get cleaned up after.
Wait, they have condoms?
Is there more on the couch? And she like starts to
Do
look
they
around.
have, come on,
like I know
guys,
who it
let's go
is.
get
She like
cleaned
stands
up.
up.
I know who is in here.
And as you guys had explored the room and found like more things, like
God.
it looked like some crazy party happened.
Meanwhile, Fault Bar.
What?
Fault Bar.
They're,
Fault Bar is
they're,
broken.
they're not here, remember?
No, it's the Lord thing here.
Oh no.
The one that we met in the bathhouse area. Tall, bald.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, like you find a lot more of that
No, I'm good.
lacy stuff under the bed.
Okay, I'm going to go get cleaned up.
So after you guys had cleaned up the place and like spent the night, it's morning.
I burned it at the
And you
fireplace.
can hear like from like the main hall and like Ona's awake and seems to be laughing and giggling, and Sidar seems to be awake as well. And there seems to be like this smell, this aroma going through the air, and it seems like someone's cooking breakfast.
Zoe's gonna yawn and brush out like her fur on her toe as she's gonna step out.
The screen closes.
Oh.
That's all. Yeah, when you head out, you see that the table's been made. There's a couple of like dishware. It looks like somebody had brought in a cart covered in like plates and other silverware. Ona is like kind of just like dressed in like this t-shirt essentially, and she just seems like she had finally dropped all her armor, and she looks much smaller because of it. And she's like going over and she's like prepping dishes, and you notice over like on the couch where she was sleeping, there's little bits and pieces of like scale on the floor.
Oh, yeah, she should.
Zoe looks at Eric.
I already put out the skin cell. So gross.
Because maybe we can make
Like a necklace.
Oh my god.
my son. That is my son.
Just goes over and like he's picking up, stacking them. He brings them on over to you.
Oh.
Sidar says bacon and eggs. And like
Oh.
sets them on the table, and you notice that like the eggs are abnormally large.
Sidar,
Yes.
what did you? What eggs did
And
you
Ona
use?
comes out. She goes ostrich eggs.
That's okay. She just stares at the eggs and then looks at Eric.
Raptor's better, but I guess these will do. Oh, raptor eggs, delicious. If you can manage to get a couple, great feat.
Okay then. She's gonna like split like half of that plate and put it into like a smaller plate and set it down for Eric.
Eris goes, damn.
Excuse me.
Yeah? Wasn't you supposed to fry first? I'm sorry.
No, you're supposed to say thank
Amen.
you.
Oh, thank you. Not needed. Yes. Much thanks given. And receipt. Now let's eat. And she like takes a fork and scoops up the whole egg and just
Zoe just watches her like in amazement.
oh, it's just like, I want to try.
Oh no.
And then like yolk just gets all over her
Oh,
chin and her
oh
neck.
dear.
That's when I walk out.
Hi, Dad. Good morning, Eddard Stormbane. No, Eddard of the House Stormbane. Do you wish for some egg and bacon?
Zoe's like trying to contain her laughter. She's eating.
Oh,
I'm literally just wearing pants, like just an open shirt. So,
Oh my.
so-
Okay.
I had to be comfortable.
that's how Eddard gets comfy.
As that, or you see him bare naked.
Hey,
That.
That's his role. He can't take that role.
that's mine.
I mean, Edar's been doing that since.
Yeah, I mean,
2020.
like, Sidar, like, has none of her armor on except maybe her boots.
Could you imagine just like Fender and Edward both wake up in the morning, open the door, and they look at each other?
Alright, we are looking around. So, yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You.
So, Ona's there. Sidar, like, brings you a plate, sits down, and she says,
Why is the bacon?
"Ostrich bacon. Do you not like it? Do you,
No.
need to break it down into bite sizes? I don't want you to choke like one of our children."
Aww. She's taking care of you. That's adorable.
She, like, reaches over and starts breaking it down.
There's really no need to do that.
Oh, you should try to spell his name with it.
And our cookie.
I'm supposed to meet with your brother this morning.
I wrap it all like a burrito.
It's only a matter of time, I
Oh
suppose.
my god.
Oh, but she said, I don't really have anything formal to wear, so I guess I'll just don the armor again.
There might be some spare items in other part of the castle.
Your sister did say as much.
Are they still there?
No, she had to actually leave.
If you'd like, I can help you get ready.
In fact, as soon as I'm finished, I need to head out in the same direction. Let our people know what's happening here. I have a good feeling about your brother.
He'll definitely do his best. But
So you guys are there enjoying this morning when the doors come open to the initiative, and you guys see that Bloodscreen enters with his men, and he stands there at the end of the table, kind of looking at all of you. Well, I hope you're all having a lovely morning.
isn't he on his way to the action?
Only like a week away from the travel. I don't assume
Definitely.
you're going to open a portal for us all to go. back home to the initiative.
Don't you have like a week to get there?
If you weren't here,
Let it be known. I'm fully aware of what has been transpiring here in the castle, along with everything that has not been happening within yours. And I did promise that things would change. Let's not complicate things any more than what they are. Let things settle the way we need. No more field trips initiative.
Actually, we have to go back anyway, so technically a field trip.
That was just silently eating.
And slowly reminding her of Finger's conversation skills.
Yeah, he just looks you
Taking
over.
everybody to burrito.
I'm serious. He looks at you.
He says no
looks
field
over-
trip, so
looks over
technically
at
this is
you,
a field
Zoe.
trip.
Nods his head. Leaves the room.
Well, that's in here, right?
Oh no,
Sunshine.
stay for breakfast. Oh.
He's such a ray of
So you mean
sunshine,
it
isn't he?
comes back in.
He's a dick.
Cigar leads a dick. What's his dick?
Oh,
Yeah, what is it? Explain it, Art.
These dice.
Like he's eagerly to learn.
Um,
Ona, like in the corner, is just like,
No, oh no.
and as you cover her ears, we had tonight's session.
Wow, you guys are seeing Lafaye's in-law.
well, yeah, we know.
No, I'm just saying, like, oh,
Oh, hold on.
oh.
We cut over to Lafaye. You guys are currently walking up this large hill. And as all the people are kind of marching forward together, helping each other up, especially the elderly helping, the young helping the elderly, you're soon joined by a Vesryn, who his guards kind of like step aside for you, and he says, "You know what I can't get over? Your fear of the Yopal. Are you afraid of Yopal?" And at this point, you guys have like maybe interacted, and you've told him more stories about yourself, some of the adventures you've been on.
He's gonna be your best friend.
Oh, yes. Oh, you're my best friend.
All things to be afraid of. Why Yopal?
Oh, I was very little. Yeah. Honestly, I could ask myself the same thing. Why I'm so afraid of it. It was a very bad childhood that she had.
Being alone, I learned to deal with it on my own. A lot of the fears I have. But something that I learned being around all these people is that fear never goes away. Being by yourself, fear of the unknown. You're always going to have something in the back of your mind that disturbs you. But it does help to have people on your side. A Yopal be the least of your worries, I can tell you that. The world's far more dangerous than this. But I like to think that we've made ourselves even more dangerous. As you guys continue to walk up and crest over the hill, you see that
Weird, because we're on a hill.
this mass number of people like crosses over to the other side here, and out ahead of you guys is a canyon of people. And he points them out to you and he says, all of them, thousands, waiting to go home. That's where we
You know the Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, when Aragorn.